Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too. And all in between, this is for the absolute positive, good God and truth of you, only crossing bigger and better. If you see when I first started this video, right, I had my fingers on my hand held up in a peace sign, right? And on top of my hand, I had a cross, okay? And it was on my left hand. And the reason why I put that cross or that plus sign on that left hand is because we're not articulated right, correctly to reality, and we're not taking all that we are of life to its absolute numerators and denominators of us, right? We have a whole bunch of variations of faith to the articulations of our words in between that have us just negatively deficient of what we should always be, good as truth, okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think of this plus sign, this cross, as like a Passover mark, okay? And the reason why I have it on my left hand is for a couple reasons. One is I want to add up a fool. You hear me? I want to steal his fiber to keep existing foolishly, okay? That's the thief of the good God and truth of all I am. That's what I want to do that for. The reason why I don't have it tattooed on there is sometimes I know that some fools just have to be one nothing. That's the only way anything can be more positive and good as truth. That's the only way you steal your life back from some of them type fools. But I also have it there because when I was learning to teach myself how to articulate more positive than any faithful negativity, right? I used it to stay connected with God as truth. Okay, good. Because I understood, right, that to stay good with God, right, than being negatively deficient, a fool of faith, right, I had to add up more positive than that, right? So I put that cross on there, not thinking that nothing about a plus sign, but I just put a cross there, right? And I'd ask that cross, I said, what's the good truth of this? Why do I feel so foolish? And as a reality check of it, it always took me to a more positive way when I asked myself. And in reality, that was the good of God as truth, the absolute bigger and better than me crossing to the one nothing of that fool. Or that fool crossing to the one nothing of me, more positive and good, stealing my life back as truth, okay? And another thing it did is it also opened me up, right, for the good truth of God to get my attention, right, when I wasn't expecting it, okay? Meaning I'll see my hand all over. If I know that cross is a plus sign, it takes my mind to a more positive way to state me good as true, bigger, better than any foolishness of me. So, as a reality check, right, I inspire anybody who might want to have a better understanding of what's going on with them, how to articulate as an example good as truth, more positive than negative, to try this this in their lives in reality check. To state of one more positive, to cross that way when you feel all negativity, is the only way anybody or anything can add up good as truth, stay good as truth, right? Or be good as truth to an absolute bigger, better here and now than all faithful, foolish negativity. Only steal your lives back with it, okay? You can't suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die of crossing more positive than negative. That is the good God and truth of all things good and lasting to the bigger and better of the here and now of infinity, okay? If negativity can't keep growing to consume you with decay and disintegration, it can't keep killing you foolishly, out of your mind, static, twisted, scattered, undefined, faithfully, to one neutral nothing of you, just a negative of you here and now, more positive and good as true. If you don't know, right, that the only good truth of you, right, is to cross more positive than negative, right? It's the only way you can stay, be, or add up good as truth. It's because you are articulated with faith, fully blind, undefined, with the bad way of you not knowing that that's just a negative denominator, right? That you need to cross more positive to be good as truth, bigger and better than any negativity of it. And as I started out with this video, I said numerators and denominators, right? But this is how it's happened through a faithful articulation instead of one good as truth that takes all things that make us feel good, the positives of us, and bring them to a bigger, better than negatives, right? The negative is the bad spectrum of this unevolved existence, and the good is the positive spectrum of this unevolved existence. So the numerators for positive existence is love, happiness, joy, peace, kindness, right? And all these things only come back to one thing. They make you feel more positive than negative to keep you good as truth, okay? Now, anything negative is the bad way, right? Hate, evil, rage, devil, lies of you, man, that are the good truth of the bigger and better of nothing. And that is your faith, and that is the foolish way of you, crisscrossing, static, twisted, scattered, blind, and undefined out of your mind with decay and disintegration to one neutral nothing. Because if you don't articulate those ways, which are absolutely negative, right, to an absolute bigger, better numerator than being a negative, well, that's all you'll ever be deficiently to one neutral nothing. And you can't do it by showing up with the Pope and his whole library of books. You can't do it by making good-hearted deals and using words, soft words, monkey-minded words that don't bring you to a bigger, better way, always more positive than negative. The only good of God as truth of you. If you don't make your words articulate your reality to the absolute numerators and denominators, the positives and negatives of you, good as truth, you are not. Because you're not equating out, man. You're not. It's like saying 1 plus 1 equals 2, but you don't know what a 1 is. You don't know if that's a 2. You don't even know if you're playing the plus game. Listen to me, man. We have been foolishly, blindly, unevolvedly, Shiva shafted, man, through all things arithmetic, through all things knowledge of good God and truth, of reality, of all things religion, man, of faith. That is a fact of God check. And I'm just telling you this because I know in reality check, all mankind is selling themselves out foolishly, blind and undefined, unevolved and biased, crazy, insane, and deranged out their minds. And it's an effect on me because in reality check, I kind of like the spot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing. I ain't nobody, but I'll tell you what, I'm more positive and good as truth than watching the bigger, better of the world kill itself out to nothing. You hear me? And I'll tell you something else I do know, right? Anywhere any of your atoms of your body are stated more positive than negative, they're stated good as truth. You hear me? The bond all the way out from the inside out of them, man. You can't destroy something more positive than negative. That is the good God and truth of every embodiment of atoms crossing and bonding there is. You know, I got a knucklehead sister. She likes to use these old faith doctrines, right, to add up, and she never does, right? But I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I go to straight hell with her sometimes trying to explain this to her. But it's like this, man, right? If what you're trying to articulate, right, does not articulate you, right, it's only articulating a lie on you, man. You see, if your faith, right, is supposed to be the absolute bigger, better things of all you'll ever be, right, then it needs to state good ass truth that way, because if not, right, that's all it is a faithful lie on you in reality. All faith is a static, twisted, scattered, blind, undefined line that will crisscross you at any time, negative with a bad way deficiency. And that deficiency is only a blind veil of you not knowing to take and articulate yourself more positive than negative always as a numerator of the good God and truth of you, man. You hear me? And faith does not articulate, man, what is good as truth. So if it cannot articulate what is good as truth, you cannot be good as truth with something that does not articulate it. And even when it's the most positive it is, even if you can just flicker off of you and say that this is oh no, this is more positive today. Listen, in reality, it's still a lie on you because you don't know that the good truth of you is only supposed to be more positive than negative. That any God you ever think of better be more positive than negative, man. Where two or more atoms cross and bond, they only do it more positive than negative as the good God and truth of them, man. To make the shape, form, and mass of every body of everything creation apply one to the here now existence of all God truth reality check. You hear me? It's insanity. That's a fact of God check. That's God truth reality check. Peace.